You're not lazy. I want you to really hear that. Because if you've ever sat in front of something important, a deadline, a conversation you need to have, a dream you keep putting off, and you just couldn't start, that's not a character flaw. That's your brain doing exactly what it was built to do. Procrastination isn't a failure of willpower. It's a protection mechanism. Your brain is trying to shield you from something. And today, we're going to find out exactly what that is. Because once you know why your brain does this, you can actually work with it instead of against it. There are 5 psychological reasons people procrastinate. Most people are trapped by 1 or 2 of them without even knowing it. Let's go through each one. The first reason, emotion avoidance. Here's the science. Research from psychologist Fushia Siroa shows that procrastination is fundamentally an emotion regulation problem, not a time management problem. When a task triggers a negative feeling, anxiety, boredom, self-doubt, yo rao maur daurux, a maur dauer, yo win, yo wait, yo mauren barb, your brain's threat response activates, and avoidance becomes the path of least resistance. Real-life example, you need to send a difficult email to your boss, you know exactly what to write, but every time you open your laptop, you suddenly need to check Instagram, reorganize your desk, make another cup of coffee. You're not avoiding the email, you're avoiding the feeling the email creates, fear of judgment, conflict, rejection. How to break it. Name the emotion out loud before you start. Literally say, I feel anxious about this. Research shows that labeling emotions reduces their intensity in the brain almost immediately. The second reason, future self-disconnect. The science, neuroscientists at UCLA found that when people imagine their future selves, the brain activates the same regions it uses when thinking about strangers, not yourself. So when you tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, you're essentially offloading work onto someone you barely know. Real-life example, you keep meaning to start exercising, saving money, or studying, but future you seems so capable, so motivated. So present you watches one more episode instead. Future you, of course, wakes up with the same habits, the same to-do list, and a little more shame. How to break it. Write a short letter to your future self describing how they'll feel if today you follows through. Making that version of yourself feel real closes the gap. The third reason, perfectionism paralysis. The science. Psychologist Gordon Flett's research found that perfectionists procrastinate more than non-perfectionists, not because they don't care, but because they care too much. The fear of producing something imperfect is so overwhelming that not starting feels safer than risking failure. Real-life example, you want to start a YouTube channel, write a book, launch a business, you have the idea, you have the passion, but you spend months planning, researching, tweaking, because the moment you actually make something, it can be judged, and that's terrifying. The cruel irony, the thing you never start can never fail, but it also never exists. How to break it. Use what researchers call a good enough threshold. Before you begin, define what done looks like, not perfect, just finished. Give yourself permission to make version 1 imperfect. The fourth reason, task ambiguity. The science. Decision fatigue research shows that when a task isn't clearly defined, the mental effort of figuring out where to start is itself exhausting. Your brain interprets vague tasks as threats, and retreats. This is why work on the project sits on your to-do list for weeks while send a 3-sentence update to the team gets done immediately. Real-life example, clean the house feels paralyzing. Spend 10 minutes wiping down the kitchen counter feels doable. Same house. Completely different brain response. How to break it. Never put a vague task on your list. Break everything down until the first action is so small and specific that your brain can't argue with it. Not exercise, put on your shoes. The fifth reason, reward delay sensitivity. The science. This one comes from behavioral economics. Some brains are highly sensitive to delayed rewards, meaning the brain heavily discounts anything that doesn't pay off right now. This is called hyperbolic discounting. The further away a reward is, the less real it feels. And dopamine, the brain's motivation chemical, spikes for immediate rewards, not future ones. Real-life example, scrolling TikTok gives you a dopamine hit in 3 seconds. Finishing your thesis gives you a reward in 3 months. Your brain doesn't experience those equally. The scroll wins every time, unless you consciously intervene. How to break it. Build in an immediate reward that's tied to starting, not finishing. Tell yourself, after I work on this for 20 minutes, I get to watch that show, eat that snack, text that friend. You're essentially tricking your brain's reward system into showing up. So let's pull back for a second. You've got 5 reasons: emotion avoidance, future self-disconnect, perfectionism paralysis, task ambiguity, reward delay sensitivity. And here's what they all have in common. None of them are laziness. Every single one is your brain solving a problem the best way it knows how. Just with the wrong tools. The goal isn't to shame yourself into starting. The goal is to understand the specific glitch in your specific wiring and fix that. Quick recap: if you're avoiding something because it makes you feel bad, that's emotion avoidance. Label the feeling first. If your future self feels like a stranger, write them a letter. If perfectionism is the wall, set a good enough threshold. If the task feels foggy, shrink it until the first step is undeniable. And if your brain craves immediate rewards, build one in before you even begin. One last thing. These aren't 5 types of procrastinators. Most of us cycle through all of them depending on the task, but usually 1 or 2 patterns dominate. So I want to ask you, which of these 5 reasons is yours? Be honest with yourself, and drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and it genuinely helps to know you're not the only person who has felt this way. And if someone in your life keeps calling themselves lazy, send them this video, because they deserve to know the truth too.